Audrey here, the Fit, Fearless, and Faithful Mom. Thank you so much for coming back to my channel. I talk all about homeschool and all about the faith. Homeschool videos are on Mondays, faith videos are on Wednesdays if you are new to me. Today we're going to be going over our co-op days. What are they? Why do they even matter? Pros, cons, so let's get into it. Alright, so my first year of homeschooling, several years ago now, we were part of one co-op, and at the end of that year, I thought, we're not doing enough. My second year of homeschooling, I said, okay, we're going to be part of 3 co-ops. That was one of the biggest mistakes of my homeschool career. Why? Because essentially I was packing up and getting my kids ready for 3 different schools. Not only my kids, but myself too. Because when you're part of a co-op, you have to teach too. And so I was. And it became really exhausting. By Thursday, we were all just spent and tired, and it was terrible. So won't make that mistake again. Year 3 of homeschooling was just one co-op, and my kids absolutely love it. This year is a little bit different. We have just started as of last week our co-op, and it's really different this year. It's going to take some getting used to. However, there is a church that has welcomed us. So now, before I get into it a little bit more, how many of you are actually familiar with what a co-op is? Well, co-op is short for cooperative. You are cooperatively learning with other families. It is parent-led, and so based upon the strengths of the different parents are what they teach. So me, I love health and physical education. So that's my little specialty. I know another mom who she loves chemistry. It's her background, and so she teaches a chemistry class. There's another former history teacher. She actually teaches geography, and it goes down from there. So then you can get into piano and art and Legos. There's even, someone was telling me at their co-op, they have a YouTube club where you learn how to be a YouTuber. I thought that was pretty interesting. So no, it is not where homeschoolers go to learn how to socialize. These kids already know that. Like, it's awesome. So, and homeschoolers have more of an organic opportunity to learn how to socialize. So they're probably one of the most socialized kids, socialized individuals, really, compared to mainstream kids. So, and yes, that's a bold statement. And I can confidently say that because my kids were in school and I was a teacher. So, have a little experience. All right, so here we go. We're gonna get into some of the pros and the cons of joining a co-op. Number 1, you have an automatic built-in play date. Look, I will be the first to tell you, and there are many moms who feel like this, if I didn't have to go to a co-op, I probably wouldn't, honestly. Like, we all have our own little friends. It's really nice to get together and all that, and I have made friends at the different co-ops, but there are some days, like, I just don't feel like going. I really and truly don't. However, if you are that mom, like, think about your kids. Your kids are still developing your friends. So while I already have my friends, and it's really still nice to socialize with other adults once a week, which, yes, is a plus, my kids need to go have, like, that play date too. Just like I have, like, mom's night out or, like, date night out with my husband. The kids, like, they need to have an activity too. So give that to them. Number 2, people know more than you. I had mentioned that, you know, like, I am like health and PE. I love it. I live it. I breathe it. There's another mom who does chemistry. So here is where a co-op is awesome, is because it fills in the gaps where you might be lacking at home. And if you're a new homeschool mom, don't feel like you have to take on everything. I made that mistake. Don't do it. So with a co-op, you have the opportunity, like, if you don't want to do arts and crafts, sign your kid up for, like, that class. Geography. I'm doing history at home, but at co-op, there's a woman who loves geography, and she is going through what we're doing, like the history that we're doing, where, you know, all that. She is going through the more of the geography of the history that we're doing. So I'm like, whoa, check on that. When it comes to preschool and first grade, like I handle all of our younger children's schooling, but it's nice to have that reinforcement for them. History, science, social studies. There's a teacher for like everything. It's really cool. Language arts, piano. So there's always someone that knows more than you. Take advantage of that. All right, number 3 is camaraderie. You know, I felt like in the beginning, like this was pride talking. Like I am going to do this all by myself because I can and I don't trust anyone. And you know what? That's crap. Like put your pride aside. There are other people. This goes back to like number 2, but so there are other people, but you're not alone in this. Don't ever feel like you are alone in homeschooling. So with the camaraderie comes sitting with other moms during lunch and them talking about the struggles that they have at home. What are they learning at home compared to what you're learning? And don't compare in a negative way, but how can you learn from another mom, especially if it's a veteran mom or even a new mom? So you can always learn from someone. You can laugh, you can cry. And a lot of times I'm like, oh my goodness, I thought I was the only one that this was happening to right now. And other moms have laughed like, no, no, no. Trust me, trust me. So having a group of those veteran and newbie moms really and truly is a plus, which is why as a mom, yes, it's important to go to co-op, even on those rainy days when you just don't feel like it. But no, it really is great. Number 4, the pro is going to be the cost. For our entire family, this year it's a little bit less because we weren't able to finish out last year. It's around $200 for the entire year, for the entire family. And again, your kids can do all of their core subjects. Take something off of your plate and let someone else help you. As well as the different like arts and crafts. If you have girls, if you have boys, there's Lego classes and robotics classes and computer classes and all kinds of cool stuff. So for 200 bones a year, there's a lot of value in that. Not to mention the amount of field trips that you can go on all together is a super duper big bonus. So the cost is really great. Number 5 is the ability to learn, get free curriculum, or get discounted curriculum. So at all of these homeschool co-ops, they have what's called the free table. And pretty much 99% of the time, a mom will start using a book and she can't sell it back, or like a lot of times, like it's just, hey, like you want to swap books with me, or a mom will just leave some books out on the table. I know I've brought hordes of stuff that I was not using. I have stuff in my car that I'm going to be bringing next time I go. And then there are other moms that have brought stuff in. I'm like, oh, cool. I can totally use that. Here's the problem with the free table though, is that sometimes you feel like it's like, oh my goodness, like I totally need this. And then you need to assess and sit down and say, do I really need this or not? Okay. But you can learn about different curriculums. If another mom has been using something, let's say your child is dyslexic, right? That's a tough area. There might be a mom in co-op who has used a program and they can actually bring you the materials and say, hey, check this out. And you do this alone. Like you're part of this family of individuals who are all in it together, and it's really cool. So those are my pros, my 5 pros for joining a co-op, being part of the co-op life. I have a couple cons for you. Not super negative or anything, but number 1 is you gotta get out of the house. So here's my thing. So if you watch any of my other videos, this is your job. Like if you are first starting to homeschool, this is your job. Get dressed, okay? I'm not just dressed like for a video, I'm dressed for work. Now for co-op, I wear like my running clothes because I'm doing PE. There are some days I'm like, oh my goodness, like I'm tired. But once I'm there, I'm like, whoa, this is so much fun. So the con, some of the moms are like, oh my goodness, I don't know how you go to co-op because I just don't want to leave my house ever. And then I go back to, your kids need it. Now, I say they need it. That is not their only outing. Co-op is not their only outing. My kids and I could have a play date every single day, and we do have a lot of play dates, and it's great. But it's just a different atmosphere, provide some structure in any case. Number 2, for the second con, you are tied to a co-op for the year. Okay, so, and like, I guess you can back out if you wanted to, if it's really not working. I kind of did that my second year because it just wasn't working doing 3 co-ops, and I was just horribly stressed out. But you're tied to it. You have made a commitment to helping this group. It's a cooperative. You are working in cooperation with other moms. So if you want to go on vacation, you need to plan accordingly. But as our director said, she was like, it's 26 days out of the year. So every 6-7 weeks, we take a break. Once it gets to December, we have like a 6-week break, and then everybody's done like the end of April. But just know that you're going to be tied to that group. You'll have to teach something and so forth. I know for my sister's co-op that her boys go to, she has the option of teaching or not. And so if she does not teach, it's like a little bit extra of a fee. If she does teach, I think it's like waived or something like that. But majority of them, it is it is parent-led. So just know that. Con. Okay, so this con, it was actually a pro, and it's the cost. So I know a lot of families' budget is tight. And so you're going to have to decide, is this the right move for you? What you don't want to end up doing is joining all these different co-ops and spending so much more money than you have to. Be picky about where you and your entire family are going to go. So we are part of a specific co-op, and it is kind of a drive for us. It's 40 minutes, 35, 40 minutes one way, but it's once a week, and we have fallen in love with this co-op. So I don't mind driving it. So there is the gas included in the cost, but other than that, I really don't. Like, everything else is just kind of local within like 10, 15 minutes. So it's really not that big of a deal. As far as the yearly cost, not a big deal. $200 for the whole year for all of us to do like a bunch of activities and everything. So I think it's worth it. We're also part of another co-op homeschool group that's like $30 a year, and it's all different activities and so forth, and it's pretty cool. Number 4 for the con, sometimes it's just not the right fit. We were part of a co-op, and it just wasn't the right fit, and it's nothing against anyone. Every single co-op has a certain vibe. Every single co-op has a certain way that they operate, and sometimes it's just not the right fit. It's no hard feelings, but you know, I don't know if this is right for us. The classes just aren't the right fit, and the classes for a co-op may change every single year because it's parent-led, and sometimes people move, and sometimes people's interests change. And so those are my pros and cons of joining a co-op. If you're considering it, all you have to do is type co-op and your town, and I'm sure a whole bunch of them will pop up. I could throw a rock and find so many co-ops around here. They vary based on time. Ours goes 9 to 1. I know another one goes from 8 to 3, and I'm like, whoa, I don't want to feel like I'm in school. See, not the right fit for us. But in any case, so, all right, make sure you tap that subscribe button, tap that notification bell, and I will catch up with you next time. Mondays, homeschool. Wednesdays are faith. Catch up with you next time. Bye.